What are we wasting our time talking about the cemetery business for? When Benson starts singing to the grand jury, we better start making funeral plans for ourselves.
What's the matter, Trailer? Can't you take a little heat?
Want to see a little heat, Keeper?
Hey, come on, take it easy now.
That's exactly why I don't allow guns at the conference table. This is a business meeting. Suppose we get back to business.
That's my point. There ain't going to be any business when Benson gets through with us.
I agree with you, Trailer, but I'm ahead of you. We're going to take care of Benson so he won't say anything.
Yeah? How are you going to get to him? You have to get past Commissioner McMillan first.
Just know, Trailer, that I'm ahead of you. Now, you worry about your territory and leave the rest to me. When is the last time the rest of you businessmen checked the figures from your territories? Only $20 million in off-track betting, and that includes concessions. And the numbers are way off.
Prostitution's way off, too.
Trailer, hasn't anybody explained the new morality to you?
Yeah, but I ain't buying it.
Well, that's the trouble. Nobody's buying these days.
Get the guns, Carstairs!
No. No, Commissioner. Is this the end of Carter? Well done. Get up, you bums. I want you to meet our new partner, the Commissioner.
Hey, what is this?
What do you mean?
McMillan is joining us?
Well, in a manner of speaking, yes. The Commissioner has decided he'd rather switch than fight.
I don't believe it.
It's a trap.
No, don't trap. Gentlemen, I want you to meet the next police commissioner of San Francisco, Claudio Manton.
Nice to meet you. Heard a lot about you, boys.
You should have seen your faces. You really thought it was McMillan.
Blanks.
What about the voice? He don't sound exactly the same.
We'll handle that. This thing has been in the works for a long time now, ever since I bumped into the commissioner in Palm Beach. First, I said to myself, you're going crazy. And then I said, Carstairs, my boy, this could be the way to get you past McMillan and deal with Benson.
What about the eyes? There's something different with the eyes.
Very observant, Trailer. A different color. And we have to do something about the brow. And I believe the hair has to have something done with it.
Don't worry about it. I've got some ideas.
There's still a little work to do.
We'll handle it.
We'll handle everything.
I bought you that one because you like the other one so much.
Thank you.
I thought that conversation stopper got lost in the cleaners.
This is a new one Sally bought to replace the other.
Do you know the cleaners swore they didn't lose it?
Yes. I wonder who did. How about some eggs this morning, Commissioner?
No, Mildred, thank you. I only have time for coffee.
Okay.
Enright's due here any minute with the latest doctor's report on Benson.
How long do you think it'll be before you can see him again?
Not until the day after tomorrow.
You know, I'll be glad when this is over. You've only been working on it for about a year.
Well, getting Benson to testify was the big break. Now all I have to do is get him safely to the grand jury, and then all I have to do is make sure he lives a long and happy life afterwards. Well, that's Enright. Morning, Sergeant.
Bye, Mac.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Nice. Very nice. See, the commissioner's got good taste.
Well, now you've seen the wife, the house, and his associate.
I don't know about this tie.
Huh?
That's the kind of a tie only a wife could buy.
When does the eye job get finished?
All in good time, you guys. Think I'd have tackled this job if I couldn't handle it?
You tackled it for $250,000. I'll decide when and if you pull it off.
Oh, he'll be ready, sir. The doctor said it was just a matter of days.
How's he feeling?
Fine.
He asked for a shot of whiskey with breakfast this morning.
You gave it to him, didn't you?
I did. That Benson's a gutsy little guy. He, really trusts you, Commissioner.
I know. And Carstairs will do everything in his power to get to him.
No way. This place is maximum security. That's if anybody knew where he was.
Yeah, well, let's keep it that way.
The press has been asking an awful lot of questions, sir.
Yeah, that's next. No, that is not what I'm saying, Miss Edwards. I said the investigation is proceeding as planned, and we're pleased with its progress, and we do hope to wind it up in the near future.
Navarro, UPI. Mr. Commissioner, can you explain the delay in Harry Benson's testimony?
We have other testimony to take as well. Benson will testify when we need him.
Jones Daily Chronicle. Do you think with Benson's testimony you'll be able to break up the Carstairs organization?
I believe when all the information is in, the grand jury will be able to return an indictment.
Smithers, Atlas Press.
Carry the burden of the world, do you, Harry?
Isn't it true that big money's trying to squelch this investigation, and that's the real reason for the delay?
I'm sure you want to rephrase that question.
I'll repeat the question, sir. Isn't it true that the real reason for the delay in the Carstairs investigation is that someone's buying time?
No one is buying anything or on the take, and there's no delay. No one is buying anything. No one is buying anything.
No. Now let's try it again.
No one is buying anything. No one is buying anything.
That's better.
Or on the take. And there's no delay.
Or on the take. And there's no delay.
It's good. It's good, yeah. Let's go on.
We're proceeding as planned. We feel we have the evidence to bring an end to the Carstairs operation. We're proceeding as planned. We feel we're bringing an end to the Carstairs operation.
Still at it.
Just a little touch-up work, bud. He's almost there.
Almost is not good enough.
We paid you plenty, O'Day. If this don't work, you not only don't play Vegas, you don't play. Period. Well, he's gonna be great. Just listen.
And it will be presented to the grand jury at the appropriate time. Will be presented to the grand jury at the appropriate time.
Hey, that's good.
What do you mean good? He's perfect.
Perfect? He's got it. 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 Ha-ha! You got it. You got it. He's got it.
I can't wait for this guy to go back to Vegas. He makes me nervous.
Hey, O'Day. O'Day! That'll be enough. We'll take care of you later.
Pleasure working with you, sweetheart. If you want anything, just whistle.
Well, so you're finally ready.
To my villa, somewhere in Spain. Thank you, Commissioner McMillan.
It's going to be quite a coup for you, Commissioner. Benson's testimony, especially with Benson stashed away in a hospital. That's the one place Carstairs would never think of looking.
What makes you so sure?
Face it, Commissioner. He's had his crack and he missed. Why, he's not even making a noise anymore.
That's what worries me.
Oh, good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
You startled me. I was just putting this report on your desk.
Where's Joan?
She phoned in ill, sir. I'm Miss Jones, your temporary secretary.
How is she?
Well, I don't really know, sir. I don't think it's anything too serious.
I presume Mrs. Wiggins has briefed you on our procedures.
Oh, yes, sir. My letters of recommendation are with your morning mail.
Oh, well, that's fine. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'll buzz you if I need you. Thank you.
Yes, of course, sir. Oh, by the way, Commissioner, I confirmed your dinner reservation for tonight, 8 o'clock at La Poulette.
How did you know my plan?
Well, you wrote a little reminder on your desk calendar to check the reservation, and I just thought I'd save you the trouble.
Well, you're much too efficient to be a temporary secretary, Miss Jones. A mind like yours deserves tenure.
Well, thank you, Commissioner. Would you like your morning coffee now? I believe you take it black.
Thank you.
And cream and sugar for you, right, Sergeant?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Be right back.
June always brings it to me black.
You always drink it.
Well, I hate to make trouble.
Enright, forget you ever heard about La Poulette. Sally would never forgive me if I let business interfere with this evening.
Is it a special occasion tonight, sir?
Uh-huh.
It isn't your wedding anniversary, is it?
No, the wedding was several months later. You know, Charlie, I've been thinking you should go out more. Really. You're never going to have an anniversary to celebrate unless you get started.
Well, I'll get right on that, sir.
Yes, it's a first-class job, all right. But when the good doctor does a job, it's always perfect. Nicht wahr?
All right. You're the best. Get on with it.
The lids have healed perfectly. Now,
Let me do it. I've worn contact lenses before. Half of the old, half of the new.
perfect. Yes, I agree. Well, gentlemen, I'll be on my way.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. Joey.
This is what he's going to wear tonight. Here's the watch and the ring in here.
Now, let's get to it.
Goodbye, old friend.
You arrive at the commissioner's office in the morning. You find out where they're keeping Benson. Arrange to have him transferred to safer quarters. We'll provide the police to pick him up. All you have to do is to make sure they hand him over to us.
That takes care of tomorrow. What about tonight?
There's a car waiting outside to take you to the restaurant.
Good. I hear Frisco restaurants are excellent. And I'm looking forward to having dinner with that. My wife.
The exchange will take place after dinner. The less time you spend across the table from your wife, the better. You're in dangerous territory every time you're with her. Remember that?
Oh, come on. I've been fooling women since I was 15.
Now, listen, Manton. You're to spend as little time with her as possible.
What I have in mind shouldn't take too long.
She's going home by herself. You're going to invent some kind of a late meeting, and you'll spend the night in a hotel.
That's too bad. The first time in my life would have been legit. Oh, well.
Any other questions?
Yeah. When do I collect the other half of my money?
When the job's done. Car's waiting. You better get started.
Please. Allow me to finish my champagne.
I can't believe we're sitting here after all these years. What made you remember?
What made you think I'd forget?
Well, it's been a long time since that weekend you abducted me.
Abducted.
Well, isn't that what you call it when you're not married?
Not for someone who acted as married as you did.
Well, I was bluffing. When we stopped here for dinner on our way home, I thought it was probably the last meal that we'd ever eat together.
Well, that doesn't say very much for the weekend.
Well, your reputation preceded you. I thought I'd just become another number in your little black book.
And to think I was sitting here wondering how I could ever get through another meal without you.
Well, I was sitting across from you wondering if I'd ever hear from you again. This was a lovely idea. Unofficial anniversaries are the best.
You know, this place hasn't changed at all. And neither have you.
Oh, yes, I have. And I'm glad. Tonight, I know that no matter what I say or do, I'll be seeing you in the morning.
Commissioner McMillan,
Yes?
there's a telephone call for you, sir.
For me, are you sure?
Yes, sir?
There must be some mistake.
You must have told someone.
Only my secretary, but I told her not to call me under any circumstance.
Well, maybe it's an emergency.
Or Enright. I told him to take the night off, but somehow that's very hard for him to do. Where's the phone?
Follow me, sir.
Hello?
Hello, Commissioner. Move.
Darling, I'm sorry.
Mac, what is it? Is everything all right?
Perfect. There's an emergency downtown. I'll be in meetings most of the night.
Oh, Mac, not tonight.
You know I didn't plan it that way, but I have no other choice.
Well, Mac, what happened?
I'll tell you everything later. You take the car. I'll grab a taxi cab. About tonight, darling. I'll be very late, probably all night.
You're obviously not telling me everything. I have to believe there's a reason.
There is. Thank you, darling. I have to hurry. They're waiting for me.
Mac, thank you for tonight. It was a lovely idea coming back here.
What?
Oh, hi, Mac. Oh, long time no see.
Oh, hi. How have you been?
You all right? You hurt? It's okay.
Look, you, gotta be more careful. You almost walked right into my car.
I'm sorry.
Well, what happened?
I got dizzy.
Why don't you let me run you over to the hospital? Angel of Heaven's
really,
just a couple
fine.
blocks from here.
I'm fine.
When's the last time you ate?
Oh, I don't remember.
Well, if you've had time to forget, you must be pretty hungry.
Look, it's not your problem, really.
Look, miss, I'm a policeman. I'm Detective Sergeant Charles Enright of the San Francisco Police Department.
Are you gonna bust me?
No. I'm going to take you to dinner.
That's all right, Mildred. I'm alone.
What happened to Mr. Romance?
Oh, he got called to a meeting. Said it could be kind of late. Might be all night. Sometimes I just don't understand him.
What's to understand? He's a man. That says it all.
He can be so sweet, so thoughtful. Flowers all over the house, the music on when I come in the door. He obviously knew how special this night was to me. He even ordered that same dinner that we had there that night. Fettuccine Alfredo. That was the first time I'd ever had it.
Well, honey, that's the way they are. They remember the little things, they forget the big ones. Like coming home.
I don't know how they got the number. He said he didn't leave it.
Are you sure it was a they that called and not a she? You did say he'd work all night.
Mildred, you know that I trust Mac completely.
I know. That's why we make such a good team. I don't trust him at all.
You seem to have a lot on your mind tonight, Commissioner.
Front desk. Yes, Commissioner?
Will you dial my home, please? Number is 555-0761.
I'm sorry, Commissioner, but that is not a working number tonight.
May I ask where you're going, Commissioner?
For a little fresh air. If it's any of your business.
Well, if it's fresh air you want, why don't I open the window for you? A walk wouldn't be as healthy. Your doctor ordered complete rest for tonight, you know?
What doctor?
I believe he said his name was Carstairs. Welcome, Commissioner.
You've obviously been misled about the salary of a police commissioner. What do you hope to get for me?
Save your breath, Commissioner. We're not here to answer any of your questions.
I feel I must warn you, the only person who'll miss me is my wife.
Don't count on even her missing you, Commissioner.
Shut up, Joey.
Oh, I see I'm talking to a married man. I assume you speak from experience.
You leave my wife out of this.
I told you to shut up, Joey.
Nobody makes cracks about my wife. I happen to love her. I don't care what anybody says.
He wants to see you.
Who's he?
You'll meet him when he's ready.
Oh, you mean Frank Carstairs? thanks. I've already eaten.
This is really terrific, Sergeant. It's so nice to meet a cop who hasn't forgotten what it's like to be hungry.
I don't think my stomach would let me forget.
I hope it doesn't cost you too much. I never think about money.
Nah.
I'm sorry I haven't been better company. I guess I've just been too busy eating.
Well, you're probably pretty tired, too. I'd be glad to drive you home. Where do you live?
Well, nowhere now. I just left a place I've been sharing with some kids on Page Street.
Do you work?
I'm a waitress.
Where?
You really are a cop, aren't you?
Okay. No more questions.
Look, I know what you're thinking. I'm really not like that. I worked at the Blue Cafe, and I went to art school, and I was living in this place with some kids, and, well, everything just sort of crumbled on me. I lost my job, and this other chick moved in. They asked me to leave. So I called my old man.
Your boyfriend?
No, my father. You really are nice. He lives outside Sacramento.
Then you're going home?
Yeah, if I can make it on time. He gave me the ultimatum. Sheila, you always say you're coming home, and you never make it. Make it tonight or forget it. That's where I was going when I walked into your car. Are you satisfied?
Come on now, don't cry. I'll drive you home.
You mean all the way to Sacramento? Tonight?
Sure. It's only a couple hours. Why not?
That's great.
Well, I suppose we better get started.
Would you mind if I got some cigarettes before we left? No change. This always happens to me.
Oh, well, here, let me get you some. You stay here and finish your coffee.
But you haven't finished your coffee.
Well, I'll be right back.
Good. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioner. Well, as I live and breathe, Frank Carstairs. I was wondering when you're going to find time for me. Syndicate keeps you up late, I see.
Oh, you know how it is, Commissioner. When you're in a position of responsibility, a lot of people depending on you.
I did, but then you've relieved me of my responsibility. What's the next step? Kill me?
Commissioner, how you talk. But I suppose in your line of work, one gets so used to violence.
Well, what does one get used to in your line of work, Frank?
Now you're prying. And to think I dropped in out of thoughtfulness to see if you had a good night's sleep.
That means you don't need me dead till tomorrow morning.
Oh, Commissioner, it's just violence, violence, violence with you, isn't it?
We're stopped. What happened?
Can't keep my eyes open. I'll take a little nap. Would you be certain that the doors are locked?
Sergeant? Sergeant? You're one sweet man, Sergeant.
No calls, Miss Jones. Cancel all appointments.
Be there, Benson. Benson.
Yes, Commissioner.
Police security.
Well, I'm sorry, Commissioner. We no longer have the Benson reports. You might try the sheriff's office.
Yes, sir.
Get me the sheriff's office.
The sheriff is on line 2, sir.
This is Commissioner McMillan speaking.
Mac, how you doing, partner?
Great. You?
I can't complain. Molly and I was a little disappointed about last weekend.
Oh, those things happen.
How's she feeling, anyway?
Oh, well, you know, Sally can't keep her down. A lot better, thanks.
Sally isn't feeling well?
Well, didn't you just ask about her?
Mac, last weekend you told me that you couldn't come over because your mother-in-law was ill. What's the matter? You get a better invitation?
Oh, no, you know how Sally is when someone in the family gets sick. She gets their symptoms out of sympathy. And I've been so worried about her, I completely forgot about her mother. Tell you the truth, I've been so preoccupied about this Benson investigation that I don't know what I'm doing half of the time. And that's why I'm calling you. I'm trying to get a rush report together for the mayor, and I'd like to get your fact sheet on Benson.
Mac, you sure are preoccupied. We sent everything we had here to the Department of Correction last week, remember?
Oh, that's right. Well, you see what I mean? Sorry I bothered you.
Yes, Commissioner.
Get me the Department of Correction.
Yes, Commissioner. Hi. Hello. May I help you? You must be new. Where's Miss Forsythe? She's out ill today.
Oh, I hope it's nothing serious. I'm Mrs. McMillan.
Oh.
Is anyone with the commissioner right now?
I'm sorry. He's on the phone just
Okay.
now. The commissioner is terribly busy today. He's asked not to be disturbed.
Well, that's just the way I like it.
Commissioner, your wife is here.
Sally.
I wanted to thank you in person for remembering last night. I fell asleep last night with a smile on my face, thinking of you.
You don't know how much I wanted to be with you, but it was dawn before we got everything settled.
Poor Mac. How do you feel?
Oh, fine. As long as I'm looking at you.
Well, it's not so bad spending the night alone when you get greeted with a line like that in the morning. How about lunch?
You know, my marriage vows do entitle me to a minimum of 2 meals a day with you, and I did miss breakfast.
Well, I'd like nothing better, but...
But what?
Well, today's one of those days, and last night's meeting put me hours behind schedule, and I did promise to see Benson this afternoon.
Oh, I didn't know he was coming out of quarantine till tomorrow.
Well, I think I'll be safe enough.
Mac, will you be careful? You've never had the German measles. And as much as I would like you to spend a couple of weeks home in bed, I'd really rather that the reason be a little bit more romantic.
You're right. German measles is no joke.
Well, then, how about lunch?
If I stay for lunch, I'll be late again tonight.
Gotcha. The sooner I go, the sooner you get to go home. I'm gone. And I'm not even going to call you this afternoon to remind you which anniversary we're celebrating tonight.
Commissioner, would you like me to get to the Department of Correction now?
No. Get me the district attorney.
All right, pal. Wake up.
What's going on?
That's what I'd like to know.
Huh?
Spread eagle.
Huh?
Spread eagle.
I know what spread eagle is.
I'm sure you do, pal. Sorry about that, Sergeant.
Yeah, well, I'm just grateful I still have my identification. Only I wonder why she left it.
Sir?
Oh, nothing, officer.
What happened?
Well, I was tired, so I pulled over to sleep, but I never slept that soundly before.
Your car was unlocked, Sergeant. That's not such a hot idea. When I looked at your code plates, I thought you'd probably stolen it. What are you doing out this way?
Losing my job if I don't get back. Hey, I still got my watch, too. Is this thing stopped or is it afternoon?
It's afternoon, Sergeant.
Well, thanks for waking me. By the way, what were you doing all morning?
The doctor says he's doing fine. Now, what are you so worried about, Mac?
I just feel the fewer chances we take, the better.
That's exactly what we're doing. And with Sergeant Hubert on top of everything, the chances of a leak are virtually impossible. There is no way they can get to him in the hospital. Now, relax, will you?
Sure. But I'll feel better when we get him out of the hospital. I don't like it. Doctors, orderlies, nurses all over the place.
Come on, Mac. With the security we've set up, Angel of Heaven is as safe as a jail cell.
Oh, you're right. I do worry too much. You've done a wonderful job on security.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Let's check with Sergeant Hubert. Find out exactly when we can move Benson.
Right.
German measles, it couldn't be better.
Well, I suppose it would have been too much to hope for lockjaw. But at least moving him won't be likely to cause suspicion.
We'll arrange to have him taken out in an ambulance in your presence, so everything is very legal.
You'll have him tomorrow.
And make sure you deliver the wife at the same time. We'll take care of everything else.
Yeah, I know.
Commissioner, I was afraid you might be trying to reach me, sir.
Yes, I was. Where were you?
Well, listen, you're not going to believe the detour I took getting home last night. It was the classic roll job,
He calls
sir.
Miss Jones.
It's just.
The classic roll job, sir, except for one thing.
What was that?
I didn't get rolled. She didn't take a thing. Now, that just doesn't make sense, does it, sir?
Suppose we talk about this some other time, Sergeant. Right now, I have an assignment for you.
Oh?
I want you to go over Benson's testimony. Check out every name, address, date, and fact. We can't afford a mistake.
But, sir, he's given weeks of testimony. It'll take us at least a couple of days to double-check everything.
Then why not get started?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Commissioner.
Miss Jones, come in for a minute, will you? I want you to call a florist. I want a dozen long-stemmed roses sent to Mrs. McMillan. And I want this message sent with the card.
Commissioner, I don't think Mr. Carstairs would approve.
That's what I thought you'd say. Well, you give Carstairs this message. I'm running this, and I'm running it right. The only slip-ups have been his. Like not knowing Benson was in quarantine and letting that sergeant get back here early. But I handle it, and I'll keep on handling it. So the smartest thing he can do is butt out while I make this thing work. You got that? And get me a florist! I'll place the order myself.
I admire the sentiment on the card, but I phoned the florist and canceled the order. You mustn't make promises you can't keep.
I can keep, and I plan to.
Now, don't be a fool. We have no way of knowing what goes on between a man and his wife.
Yeah, well, I'll let you know.
Now, listen, man, we have ways of
we have
dealing
ways
with
of
men
dealing
like-
with guys like you. Yeah, it never entered my head you didn't. So I left an envelope addressed to the DA. Oh, his name's Chapman, by the way. With pictures before and after. And a notarized statement telling everything. It will be delivered in the event of my death or disappearance.
I must say, the more I know you, the more impressed I am.
Thanks. I expect the same reaction from Ms. McMillan. Should be interesting. I've never known a woman who loved her husband.
You're not going there to keep her from being suspicious. You're going there because you want to go there.
Yeah.
Did you listen to the super seducer of Palm Beach and points west? If Sally McMillan didn't believe you were her husband, you wouldn't get through the front door, let alone the bedroom. Just think about that when you hang that trophy from your charm bracelet.
Evening, Commissioner.
It's time for the 6 o'clock news. Do you mind if I watch it with you?
What's that supposed to do? Prove nobody missed me?
Come now, Commissioner. Don't underestimate your own importance and my intelligence. Of course you'll be missed. I just want your stay with us to be as pleasant as possible. Anything I can do for you?
I hate to suggest the obvious.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of something special to eat. I'm dining at the Castle House. I'll bring you something from their menu.
Look, we both know you can't keep me here indefinitely. And you have only one other choice.
Oh, but you're so much more valuable to us alive. Already you've gotten us behind doors that were closed to us in the past. Look.
Commissioner, when will Benson testify again?
Comment on the Carstairs investigation.
No comment.
But there was an announcement from you all
I said no comment.
He even knows your favorite
When will
quote.
Benson testify?
No comment.
Commissioner, hey, look this way, Commissioner. Come on,
Commissioner,
just one
why
more
make an
picture.
announcement?
When I have some information to give you, I'll give it to you.
Now look at today's weather. The high today.
Not very polite, is he?
Temperature at 6 o'clock is 62
Where'd you get him?
I better not answer that. He might want to go back when it's finished.
So that's how you're planning to get Benson.
Simple, isn't it? It even makes it look like you're working for us.
Well, let's see. After you kill Benson and me, and my double, I suppose, you're planning on killing Sally. You know that won't help anything. Why not leave her alone?
Commissioner, I really am not used to this kind of talk. And I'm about to have my dinner. So, if you'll excuse me. Good night, boys. See you in the morning. I'll be leaving the hospital shortly after 9. We'll all meet here at 9:30. Good night, Commissioner.
Another approach is to present bike safety programs. They're by themselves or by letting various police departments.
apartments come in.
For that, too. Only a real effective way to fight that. The police are enforcing like law, reminding people.
Candlelight's so romantic.
And that's exactly why he asked for it. He thought if you felt romantic about tonight, you'd forget about last night.
Mildred, I already told you. Mac explained about last night perfectly to me.
To you. To me, the jury is still out.
Mildred, there he is. Now,
Are you asking me to exit?
No, of course not.
I'm exiting. Don't worry. I can't see anything in here anyway.
Hi.
Oh, darling. I'm sorry I'm not as early as I hoped.
Well, that's all right. You're here now. That's all that counts.
Everything looks great. Especially you.
Would you like a drink?
Love one.
What would you like?
The usual.
Good idea. Notice anything?
You tell me.
It's the flowers. They stayed fresh. This little guy just opened about an hour ago. He seemed to know you weren't here last night. Thank you, darling.
Thank you, darling.
Mac, don't stay away all night again. I really missed you.
Let's pretend today never happened. It's last night, and we just came back from La Poulette together.
Okay. We'll just continue our celebration. You make the first toast. Oh, Sergeant, it's you. If you've come for my husband, I refuse to give him up tonight.
Well, I only need to talk to him for a minute, but if I've come at a bad time...
No, you can come in, but you gotta promise to leave the way you came, alone.
I understand. Is there, something wrong with the electricity?
No, Sergeant.
Oh, I'm sorry to barge in like this, sir, but, I was worried.
Oh? Darling, fix the sergeant a drink.
Mac, you know Sergeant Enright doesn't drink.
I meant apple juice. Or coffee. What would you like this evening?
Nothing, thank you very much. This is only going to take a minute, sir.
Well, what's troubling you?
You are, sir. Your safety, sir.
His safety?
I'm perfectly safe.
Yes, sir, only I can't stop thinking about that girl last night.
What girl?
The girl that I picked up. No, I didn't pick her up exactly. I offered her a ride.
Well, it's close to the same thing.
Well, not really, because she didn't roll me, you see?
I don't see.
She didn't take my money. So I decided to check on her story. Now, she said that she worked at the Blue Cafe, but nobody there ever heard of her. And then I went to the address where she used to live. It's a used car lot.
You didn't really think her story would check out, did you, Sergeant?
But, sir, nothing checks out. Now, if she drugged me, then why didn't she take my wallet? Or my card? Or my badge? Or something? I don't think she ever intended to roll me.
What do you think were her intentions?
How could anyone have anything but honorable intentions with Sergeant Enright?
Well, somebody wanted me out of the way for a while, sir.
Oh. Why would they want that?
The only thing I can figure is that they wanted to get to you, and they felt that they had to get rid of me first.
Well, as you can plainly see, Sergeant, no one's gotten to me.
Not yet, no, but that's why I'm here, sir. I can stay here as long as you'd like.
Sergeant, you're letting your imagination get the best of you, and I appreciate your concern. But last night was an isolated incident, so put it out of your mind, and that's an order.
Yes, sir. Anything you say, sir. Are you sure that you and Mrs. McMillan will be all right here alone?
We'll manage, Sergeant.
Good night, Sergeant. Do you know, Mac, that if I weren't married to you, I'd work for you for nothing? Look at Sergeant Enright. He's so devoted to you. You know, that kind of loyalty has to be earned. You bring out that quality in people. You're one of a kind, you know that, Mac?
Am I? You're one of a kind, too. You make it so easy for me.
Why shouldn't I? I'm not just another trophy. I'm your wife, remember?
What if I weren't your husband?
Don't be absurd. That's too outrageous to even think about.
You're a lovely, innocent girl.
Innocent? How dare you use a word like innocent?
Because that's the word.
Are you all right? You seem so strange tonight.
Just tired. Let's retire early, shall we?
Well, there's nothing strange about that.
First, I better check with Sergeant Hubert before he goes off duty. See if everything's okay at the hospital. Sergeant Hubert, this is Commissioner McMillan. How's everything coming? Any more trouble?
Trouble?
Tonight? No, I think I should. Oh, she'll understand. Yes, I'll be there as soon as I can. I don't have time to explain.
You're right. A year wouldn't be enough time to explain to me why you have to go out again tonight.
You'll just have to trust me.
Honey, if you ask me...
I didn't.
Well, I was just going to say that
Don't.
Oh, I know. Whatever it is, he had a good reason. Boy, would I love to hear that reason.
Hello? I've got it, Mildred.
This is Enright. I'm sorry to wake you at this hour, but I'm still very worried about the commissioner. I'd like to speak to him if he's awake.
He already left, Sergeant.
So early?
Well, he had to see Sergeant Hubert. Some kind of trouble at the hospital.
Trouble? Well, why didn't he call me?
Well, I don't know, Sergeant. He must have had a reason.
All right, let's go.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Did you see how they set that guy up?
Man, you don't mess with Edward G.
Ah, shoot. What?
Fix it, will you, Johnny?
That's the trouble with that old film. Just when it was getting so good.
If you don't want to spend your last hours watching a movie, Commissioner, you can always sleep.
I've tried that. There's something about this chair. Got a cigarette? Got a light?
Want me to smoke it for you, too?
Come on. Get in there, you little devil. Let's get it.
Look at that. Is that a soda?
No, that's a packet.
Hey, it's on fire! 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 Fire!
Dr. Haley, check with the intensive care desk, please. Dr. Norman
Hey, where's the
Haley?
commissioner?
He's not here yet.
Well, Hubert, his wife said he'd already be here with you.
I don't like any of this, Emily.
Any what?
Changing the schedule. We weren't going to move him for another day. Well, now the commissioner's called off all the extra security arrangements. Said the less people involved in the move, the less chance of a slip-up. I don't agree. Well, what was wrong with the arrangements we made?
Look, the commissioner knows what he's doing.
Yeah? Well, I disagree. I don't think we should be taking all these chances.
You know, the trouble with you, Hubert, is that you worry too much. If the commissioner doesn't show, there just won't be any transfer.
I'm Commissioner McMillan. Get in. I'll explain as we go.
Hello? Oh, am I glad you called.
I want you to meet me at Angel of Heaven Hospital at 9. Can you make it?
You bet I can make it.
We'll take a nice drive, and I'll explain everything.
You don't have to.
I have to hurry, Sally. Now drive in the main entrance and wait in the car. Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Whatever the reason was, Mildred, I'm sure it was a good one.
Oh, Commissioner, they're waiting for you on the second floor.
I'm sorry, but I've been instructed not to ring through to that word this morning. You who? Commissioner McMillan, yeah? Well, look, Commissioner, this is a hospital, you know, and we really don't have time for that kind of humor.
Operator, I've been cut off. This is Commissioner McMillan. Connect me with Angel of Heaven Hospital again.
Boy, am I glad to see you, sir.
And I'm surprised to see you, Sergeant. What about that assignment I gave you?
Well, I know, sir, but when I phoned you home and you weren't there, I was worried about
Well,
it.
as you can see, I'm perfectly fine, just as I was last night.
Yes, sir.
Give me the superintendent, please.
Is this the commissioner again?
Yes, it is.
Well, I'm sorry, but the superintendent hasn't come in yet. And for your information, buddy boy, Commissioner McMillan is here at the hospital right now.
Operator, will you just page Detective Sergeant Charles Enright of the San Francisco Police Department, please?
Phone call for Sergeant Charles Enright. Phone call for Sergeant... Emergency call for Sergeant Charles Enright.
I'd better get that,
Call
sir.
for Sergeant Charles Enright.
Take him to the ambulance loading area. Side entrance. I'll be there in a minute.
I'm Charles Enright.
House phone's around the corner, Sergeant.
Nurse Coleman, please. EKG to 357. Nurse Coleman.
Yes, this is Charles Enright.
Just a moment, I'll get you your party. Your party is ready now, sir.
Enright, Mac,
What? Who?
listen closely. Someone's impersonating me. I was held prisoner, but I've escaped, and I'm on my way to the hospital now. They're in the process of kidnapping Benson.
Look, forgive me for saying this, but this sounds absolutely incredible.
Right.
In fact, how do I know you're the real commissioner?
Trust your instincts. Has anything happened in the last 36 hours that seems strange to you?
I'm sorry, but I won't answer any more questions until I'm sure who I'm talking to.
In high school, you were a track star. You love egg rolls and you don't drink.
What's my favorite dessert?
Apple crumb cake.
Commissioner. Well, they're already on their way down with Benson, sir.
Well, stop them. I'm nearly there.
Right. Goodbye. Sorry, are you all right? Here, let me help you. Did they go in any particular order?
Sally.
Mac, this is such a nice surprise.
You see that limousine over there?
Uh-huh.
I want you to go sit in it. I'll see that this car gets home.
Why?
Please, Sally, just do it. For me.
Mac, what is it?
It's all over.
What's going on?
Give up.
What are you doing, Mac? Mac? Ah! Mac?
You all right?
I'm fine. It's just that I'm losing my mind.
Wait here. Promise me you'll stay out here.
The commissioner said he'd be here in a minute.
Commissioner!
I'm sorry.
There are two of them. Commissioner?
Where did the other one go?
Up those stairs.
Where's Benson, Sergeant?
Commissioner?
It's him, Charlie.
Where are they taking him?
They've taken him to the ambulance entrance.
All right, take these officers with you and get there in a hurry. Go on. I'm sorry. Let's get out of here.
Gentlemen, you're under arrest. All right, move it. Okay, Hubert, take him back up to his room, please. I told you, you worry too much.
Did he come this way?
No, sir. Try that way.
Did he come this way?
Oh, no, you don't. I've just been through that.
Apple crumb cake.
He went that way.
Maintain your positions, men.
Mac! Mac!
What?
Will you tell me what's going on?
Later.
Hey, what's all...
Which one do I shoot?
Nothing worse than a fight between twins.
Don't hit me. This face may be the only thing I get out of this job. It's amazing. Glad you approve. But I gotta tell you something, Commissioner. It's not just your face I like. It's the life that goes with it.
All right, I've got him covered, Commissioner.
Apple crumb cake, Sergeant. Oh, Commissioner. If you ever need a change, you might try Palm Beach. You do very well there. You got a point. I figure there'll be a vacancy for about 10 years.
Hi.
Hi. How was your day?
This is nice.
As nice as last night.
Mac, you don't think he had me fooled for a minute? I knew all the time.
What makes you so sure you have the right husband now?
Well, there's only one way to be absolutely sure. That was nice. Now do the bit with the ear.
What bit with the ear?
Aren't you the one that does that bit?
No. I'm the one who does this bit.
Hallelujah. The commissioner's back in town.
is, Sally, you're all right.
Well, of course I'm all right. But my purse, Mac.
I'll have Enright put the purse snatching detail on it right away.
Is that all you do? Just put the purse snatching detail on it?
Well, that's our normal procedure, but if you want special attention...
Oh, no. I just want to be as satisfied as any other woman that you have to handle.
I'll see that you're not neglected.
Okay. Thanks, Mac. Bye-bye. I don't know what I expected Mac to do, but he certainly did do it, didn't he?
Well, he is the police commissioner, you know.
I know, but I didn't expect it to get here before I did. Wasn't that sweet of him to surprise me like this?
You're surprised. The front doorbell rings, I answer the door, and there's nothing there, just this purse. Couldn't the policeman have waited until I'd gotten there? I mean, I would have given him a cup of coffee or something. Hey, you don't suppose the word is out on my coffee, do you?
Mildred, I don't think anything is missing.
Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a candy heart. You're always nibbling, aren't you?
I didn't put that there. Mac must have put it there.
I love you.
I love you too, Mac.
I didn't put this in your purse, Sally.
Who else would?
I didn't even know the purse snatching detail had found it.
No, sir, we didn't find it. Frankly, we didn't even have a lead. But we did put out a description of the purse snatcher.
Okay, Enright, thanks.
Well, how did my purse get here?
Are you sure nothing's missing?
Just something added. I love you.
I love you, too.
Oh, thanks. Hi there. Mac, maybe when the purse snatcher saw my ID, he realized you'd be involved in the case, and so he brought my purse back. No. Maybe it was just somebody that was very honest but didn't want to get involved.
Why would anybody honest want to snatch your purse?
Very good point. Mac, do you know, the whole time that I was out today, I had the strangest feeling that someone was watching me. As if he was following me. It was very weird.
He?
I don't know why I said he. I looked back a couple of times and I never saw anybody that looked suspicious.
Was this before your purse was grabbed?
Mm-hmm. But the thief came from in front of me.
Then anybody watching you would have been behind you. Mm-hmm. You would have seen the whole thing.
He.
Yeah. Did I hear right? Hello.
We found a man who fits the description Mrs. McMillan gave us of the purse snatcher. Blonde hair, scar on his chin.
All right, put him in a lineup and Sally can... Oh, I see. Well, we have no other choice. All right.
That's him.
They found him in a vacant lot, sir. He'd been strangled. Commissioner, I ran an ID on the dead man. His name is Willie Blaine. 5 purse snatching raps, 4 convictions. Now, there's nothing unusual about him grabbing somebody's purse.
But whoever murdered him and returned the purse with a candy message of love is unusual.
A little unbalanced, wouldn't you say, sir?
But Dr. Voigt can help us find a behavior pattern.
What we're looking for is a troubled mind, and I think we have to consider the probability it's somebody Sally already knows. Perhaps encounters almost every time she goes out.
Then I probably know him, too. He didn't return the purse openly because he murdered the man who stole it.
Right. Otherwise, he'd have wanted the credit for finding it. the recognition.
Well, you know, Sally had the feeling she was being followed, so he must have been right behind when the purse was grabbed.
Yeah, saw the whole thing.
But why?
Oh, thanks for these. Well, possibly somebody with his own little fantasy about Sally. And probably all quite innocent until he saw the purse snatcher give her a shove. But then he acted in rage because he doesn't want anybody to hurt her.
So he killed the man he thought hurt her?
Which means the fantasy is becoming a reality. And I think the sooner you locate him, the better.
Mac, if the person that was following me was someone that I recognized, I would have recognized him.
Not if you didn't spot him, you wouldn't.
Do you really think that it's someone that I know?
We have to consider it.
I felt so foolish yesterday, being filmed with all those nice men.
They didn't know they were being photographed.
No, but I did. None of them has ever done anything out of the way. Not even so much as a glance.
Not to your face, no. That's why we have to see what they do behind your back.
That's Joe Marley.
I have been going to that station for years, and I never knew that Joe went every time that I left.
He obviously appreciates your business.
Mac. Sam the Lobster Man.
Yeah? Never could sell a lobster without first bidding it fondue.
That would appear to be a somewhat emotional response.
Maybe so, but he couldn't kill anyone.
Our favorite waiter.
Ingo only likes me because you overtip.
Casey, isn't he the man you forced to resign from the police department?
That's right.
I didn't know he was working as a bank guard these days.
He told me he also moonlights as a night watchman.
I thought he was going to try and be a private detective. Didn't he open up an office on Geary Street?
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Casey's just a good friend.
Yeah. I remember him once telling me that a man could look a lifetime to find a girl like you.
Dear old Henry. Do you know that I've known Henry since before I knew you?
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Any of those faces look familiar?
The faces, no. The looks, yes.
It could be any of them, sir.
Marion, what are the chances it could be a stranger?
Well, it's highly unlikely a stranger's going to murder someone for Sally's purse. I'm afraid it's probably someone we've seen.
Mac, it just can't be one of those men. It can't. Can it?
Did you see anyone else that day that you know, perhaps spoke with?
No. Mac?
We'll find out who it is.
You and Mac are two of my dearest friends, and nothing's going to happen to you if I can help it. And I know I can.
I've been told that Marion often works overtime for your office, at the expense of some of her wealthier clients.
Well, we pay her by the hour, just like any other client. Pretty steep fee, too.
You know, I never realized that Marion considered us such close friends, especially since she's only been over to dinner just a few times. Oh, and then we did take her to the football game that one time. Of course, you've known her longer than I have.
I never took her out, Sally.
Oh, she's the one.
One what?
The one you never took out.
Okay, process of elimination. Are you ready?
Ready.
The lobster man.
Sam Hill.
Yeah.
Sam, the lobster man. All right. On the day it happened, he was at his lobster bin on Fisherman's Wharf until after dark. So that eliminates him.
Joe Marley.
The fellow at the service station. It's very interesting. Right after Mrs. McMillan drove off, he told his boss that he had a toothache, and then he left. Now, I've checked with his dentist. He didn't go to him that day.
Any idea where he went?
Yep. Later on, he was seen at a bar known as Kim's Corner, where he ordered a double bourbon with a beer chaser.
You mean after the purse snatching?
Yes, sir. About an hour after.
Enough time to kill a man and deliver Sally's purse to our house. What about Casey?
The bank closed at 3. After that, Casey was footloose. We don't know where he went.
Henry.
Who?
The magazine man.
Oh, well, he was supposedly at his newsstand from morning till night. But periodically, he takes a break, closes up. Now, that break can last anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour.
Another possibility.
Now, our last suspect, Ingo, the waiter. Now, the only time he had off was the break between lunch and dinner. He lives alone at the Manchester, but he didn't go back there that day, which he usually does.
We're not getting anywhere, Sergeant. Have you noticed?
Yes. But it takes time,
Well,
sir.
we haven't got time. 4 out of 5 of these could be our man, and our man is apparently a maniac in love with my wife. Night, Sally.
Good night, Mac. Mac? Are you asleep yet?
Not quite.
You know that man who thinks he's in love with me? Do you think he's crazy?
Well, not because he's in love with you. I mean, if that were the test for insanity, I'd already be locked up.
You're pretty nice, you know that? Good night.
Commissioner? Commissioner?
stairs.
Mrs. McMillan, there was somebody in this house.
Good thinking, Mildred. Did you get a look at him, Mac?
No.
Are you sure you're all right?
I never said I was all right. I said I fell down the stairs.
Oh. Well, in that case, are you all right?
Terrific.
Mac, look at this. Flowers in front of my picture.
You must be out of candy hearts.
You're going to get more than a 24-hour guard in your house. I want every available man in the department on this case.
You know, you seem more upset about this than Mac is.
The murder of a petty criminal is one thing. Breaking into the house of a police commissioner is another ball game. The next thing you know, it could be the mayor or an alderman.
Or the DA.
Right. Well, obviously, whoever it is, he's out after big fish, and I want him nailed.
You mix a nice metaphor, Chapman.
Do I have a trait you don't admire?
You know he's wrong about the motive for the break-in, don't you? Dead wrong.
Hello, hi.
Sally,
Mac.
why did you scream last night?
Who is this?
I wouldn't hurt you. Don't you know that?
Who are you?
I want to meet you, Sally.
All right, where would you like to meet?
You mustn't bring anyone with you. You must come alone.
Of course, just tell me where and I'll be there.
Soho Bar and Grill at noon.
Mac, you can't get him that way, and you know it.
And you're not going to meet him, and I told you that when you called.
Mac!
It's out of the question.
You want to find him, don't you?
And I plan to.
How?
By being at the Soho Bar and Grill.
Hello, Commissioner.
Commissioner. Mrs. McMillan, this is policewoman Ella McKay.
How do you do?
We had to borrow one of your dresses.
Well, did you have to borrow my favorite one?
Oh, I'll be as careful with it as I can, Mrs. McMillan.
No. Mac, it's just not going to work with anyone else but me.
Come here, Ella. Now, look. What do you think, Henry?
I'm afraid Mrs. McMillan is right, sir.
Why? They're almost the same height. They look alike. And it's dark in there. I think we have a chance. Will somebody say something?
Mac, I don't ask to get involved in your cases, but I'm involved in this one whether we like it or not.
All right, Sally. This is the way it has to be.
Like that?
Orange juice.
Looking for somebody, little lady?
Yes, I am.
You just found him, sweetheart.
Well, actually, I'm supposed to be meeting someone here.
That's right, baby doll. Me. Jack Tibble, Wholesale Meats, Des Moines.
Meets with your approval.
Clever, huh? Clever, huh? Hey, if you think that's good, let me tell you a story. I tell you the story about the Pope when he's going down the street and the little old lady was on the side. Hey, watch where you're going, will you?
Mister, we don't want no trouble
Hey,
here.
you can't do this to me. I
Come
got
on,
friends
Al.
in Des Moines.
Come on.
I'm a United States citizen.
I saw how rude that man was to you. If they hadn't thrown him out, I would have done something myself. Care to join me at my table?
Oh,
It's very lonely out. Have you noticed? Even in the daylight. Join me, please.
all right.
Afternoon, Soho. Mrs. McMillan? I'll see if I can find a Mrs. McMillan. Hold on, sir. I believe it's him. Hello, sir. Are you there?
This is your
Yes.
friend. Perhaps you'd
I was
like to
told
join
Mrs.
us.
McMillan was in the ladies' lounge. She'll be... Oh, here she comes now, so she'll be right with you. One moment.
Why is he calling?
He's probably checking to make sure you're here. Enright's tracing the call.
Can't you hurry the trace?
Just one moment, sir. She's on her way.
Well, I have to talk to him, Mac. He's not going to stall forever.
No.
Mac, he's not going to wait there. I have to talk to him.
Okay.
I've got it. He's in a phone booth at the station where Joe Marley works.
Stall him as long as you can. Yes, sir. Johnson, take Mrs. McMillan home.
What was the name, sir?
He's still at lunch. Should have been back by now.
Where does he eat?
Could be anywhere.
Commissioner!
Hello?
I want to speak to Sally McMillan.
Suppose you speak to me. I'm her husband.
She's there with you, isn't she? I know she's there.
What is it you want?
She tried to trick me. She betrayed me. And I loved her.
Was it him?
Yeah. Asking for Sally.
Joe Marley would know this number.
Well, what's going on, Commissioner? Somebody try to hold us up?
Where have you been for the past hour, Joe?
Lunch. Why?
Where'd you eat?
In my car. Here, take a look. I still got a half a pastrami sandwich left. Anybody want it? As you can see, I'm not a litter bug, or I'd have thrown it away already. Oh, for crying out loud, Commissioner, at least tell me what you think I did.
Commissioner, there's a call for you.
Mac, he called again, the same man. Just a minute ago. He says he's gonna kill me.
Hi.
Hi, how you feeling?
Fine. Are you okay? I've been worried about you.
I'm fine. I mean, how often does a girl get two guys to make a pass at her in one day? I loved it. Really, I was very flattered. Besides, Mildred told me it's been years since she's had two guys make a pass at her in 5 minutes.
Oh, so?
Really, she asked me for the address of the Soho Bar and Grill so she could hang around there, I think.
You sure you're okay?
I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be? Policeman at the front door, all the locks are changed.
Then give me a kiss. That's the only way I'll know you're telling me the truth. You trembling?
Why not? You're still the best kisser in town.
All right. Suppose we concentrate on the phone calls.
Well, he disguises his voice, I'm sure of that.
There was something familiar about it, though, wasn't there?
Do you realize what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. I know him, too. But who?
Someone we both know,
Who appears to be normal.
but who's really very weird. Who does it fit?
All of them.
Well, I'm just going to sit right down here and think about all of them, one by one.
Then you'll go out of your mind.
I think I already have.
You know we're not getting anywhere.
Well, if I weren't so afraid of having a bad dream, I'd say let's go to bed.
No, we're getting somewhere.
By trying to entice him into a trap, she rejected him. I'm not surprised he threatened to kill her.
I never should have allowed Sally to go there.
Don't blame yourself.
I knew better, too, Mary, and I'm worried. We're not moving fast enough.
Well, I've been going over these suspects in Sergeant Enright's report. Your waiter is a very interesting study. It's got a bright, cheerful exterior, but it conceals a deep inner brooding. Joe Marley's got the kind of ego that make him think he's a lady killer. On the outside, Henry is a male Pollyanna. To him, the world is a beautiful place. But is it? I went by the bank and spoke with his boss. He says Casey's doing just fine and seems to be adjusting to his new life. But you and I both know if he didn't suffer from hypertension and blackouts, he'd still be on the police payroll.
And we still don't know who it is. Is that what you're saying?
I'm afraid so. All you can do is just keep a closer watch on Sally as possible. He threatened to kill her, and you can be sure he's going to try to do it. Now, is there any other cheerful news you'd like to hear?
Somebody, sir. Could be him. No, sir. When he saw it was a police car, he turned on the panic button.
Suppose we turn on ours. Unit Y33 in pursuit of green Ford sedan, license number Tom Nora 440. Headed for intersection of Sutter and Maybell.
Lost him. Let's keep looking. Did you see the writing on the windshield?
What writing?
$695. Clean as a whistle.
This is McMillan again. Give me Sergeant Enright.
It was right here on the lot, sir.
Of course I didn't know it was missing. Do you know how many cars I got on this lot?
But it was missing. The engine's still hot. Do you leave ignition, keys, in all these cars?
Why not? We're open all night. Besides, where would I hang that many keys anyway? Get mixed up, I'd have a locksmith
Anything,
you wouldn't
Jimmy?
believe.
No prints inside, sir. Just like it says on the windshield. Clean as a whistle.
You won't find any on the outside either. The lot boy just wiped it down.
Check it anyway.
Yes,
We
sir.
run a tight ship at O'Hara.
The man who stole it obviously wore gloves.
Because he knew it would be traced. You sure nobody saw him take it or bring it back?
You know how many cars I got on this lot?
No.
How many cars do you think he has, Commissioner?
Come on.
It couldn't be Casey Mack. He's such a sweet person.
That's what he says about you, you know.
Mac, really?
Sally, I have to explore every possible direction. We worked that stake out of the Soho very carefully. Only someone with experience would be able to figure it out, like a former cop.
You're zeroing in on Casey.
I'm zeroing in on everybody. We have to figure it out, no matter who it is.
I agree. But making a phone call to a booth at Joe Marley's station? How would Casey know about that?
Well, if he's following you around, he knows everything. And being the smart cop that he is.
He might have thrown in Joe as a red herring.
Those little chats you've been having with Casey in front of the bank, what were they about?
Oh, nothing really. Time of day.
Well, it doesn't take 11 minutes and 14 seconds to discuss the time of day.
You clocked us.
I did. What did you talk about, Sally?
I don't know. Casey used to like to talk about his wife. He still grieves for her. He goes to visit the cemetery all the time. Puts little flowers on her grave. He grows those flowers himself. He has a hothouse behind the place where he lives.
You just said it.
I did.
Mm-hmm. The violets.
Casey knew they were my favorite flowers.
No. I know they're your favorites. But when I went to the florist to buy you some, they were out.
So you brought me those roses. They were nice.
Violets are seasonal, unless you have some way of controlling it.
Hothouse. Oh,
I think I'll have a little chat with Casey.
why do we always have to get our best clues at bedtime?
He works here, sir, moonlighting as a night watchman. Then he works all day at the bank. I don't know how he does it. Can't be helping his hypertension any. Casey? Casey? Casey?
son. Let's go.
Freeze, Casey. Give me the gun.
Get the light switch on, right?
Why, Commissioner. What are you two guys doing here?
Find out why you tried to kill us.
Me? Try to kill you?
That's right, where you worked, not 10 minutes ago.
Fellas, I've been here for an hour, maybe more.
Why weren't you at work?
Now, look, Commissioner. You know, I work all day at the bank and all night at the garage. So what's a man gonna do? Sometimes I slip over here, tend my flowers, get a little sleep. Well, the guy who comes out in the morning punches out for me. Nobody's the wiser. That is, up until now, anyway.
I'll check with that guy today, Commissioner.
Good, do that. I want you to. He'll tell you.
What about now, Casey? Why the gun now?
Well, you see, I thought it was this vandal again. You know, some bum has broken into here 3 different times. Hey, look. You see where the guy busted my lock. Well, tonight I figured I'd leave the lights out in the house, so he thought maybe I could trap this guy back here. You know, it's a funny thing. All this guy ever steals is my violets. Yeah, by the handful. Hey, take a look. Yeah, see what I mean?
I love you. Casey, I'm gonna have to take you in for questioning.
But why? What's that thing you just found?
This one says, "Oh, you kid."
Now, look, Commissioner. Now, why would you think I'd try to kill you over that garage when I wasn't even over there?
The questions I'm gonna ask you are about the murder of a purse snatcher named Willie Blaine.
Oh, this is a frame. Now, you know it's a frame. You've always been against me, Mac. Yeah, you could have kept me on the force, but you wouldn't. And you know your wife likes me, too. Maybe too much. And now you're out to fix my wagon for good, aren't you?
You're talking like a
Yeah, it's been quite a vendetta you've been having all these years. Sure, now I know who broke in here, even scattered evidence around. Didn't even know anything about.
Really believe
Yes, I can believe it, and I do. Listen, Mac, nobody's gonna put no hustle over on me. Nobody! Not even you!
That's enough!
Take your hands off me, Henry!
I'll put out an APB on him.
Hey, gin.
Oh, wait a minute. That 5 doesn't fit there. You don't have gin.
This deal. Here, your deal this time.
Say, you sure you're on a little edgy tonight?
No, no. 1,000 times no.
Well, you know what Hemingway said about people who protest too much.
Hemingway? I know what Shakespeare said. What did Hemingway say?
Pretty much the same thing. You know how those fellas are. They all think alike. Anyway, I wouldn't want to take advantage of you. I mean, seeing that you owe me $3.12 for ready.
You're the one that's edgy.
No, not me. Nobody's threatened my life.
Wish Mac would get home.
Yeah, right. It's getting kind of late.
Well, if you'd like to go on to bed.
Oh, who's tired? I mean, we've only played 6, 7, 8, 14 games so far.
Why do you keep looking at the front door? You know the lock was changed.
Do I keep looking at the front door?
Yes, you do, and there is also a policeman guarding the door.
Yeah, well, I know there's a policeman guarding the door, and that's why I'm not nervous.
Oh. I think that's enough, Mildred.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, what's that?
I think it's the wind.
It hasn't been a windy night.
It's probably getting ready to rain.
Or somebody's getting ready to break in.
For heaven's sakes, would you get a grip on yourself,
It's
Mildred?
you I'm worried about. No, it's me I'm worried about.
Mildred, there is nobody trying to break in.
Well, somebody's making a lot of noise, not trying to break in.
It's the wind. Can't you see it?
Hey,
It's the
windy
wind.
nights.
Let's just go to bed, Mildred. We have no idea when Mac is going to be home.
Oh, yeah, you're going to leave me here just like that, right? Listen, wouldn't you like to take another crack at getting your $3.12 back? I'd be an easy mark now, I promise.
Good night, Mildred. And thanks for staying up with me, so I wouldn't be nervous.
You're right.
Now, you go to the front door and you open it and let that policeman in, okay?
You can open that door for anybody.
I'm not gonna open it.
Well, neither am I.
We'll go together.
What's the matter with you two?
Mac, there is somebody out by my window. I just saw him.
Yes, sir. Someone was here, all right.
Get a print on it right away.
Yes, sir.
What I don't understand is how you could let Casey get away from you in the first place. A man you know tried to kill you.
In the first place, I didn't let him get away. He escaped. And in the second place, I don't know. It was Casey who tried to run us down in the garage.
Who else would it have been? Or is that particular garage a hangout for psychos?
I'm afraid I agree with him, Mac. Are you sure you don't blame yourself for forcing Casey's retirement?
No, a man with hypertension shouldn't be on the force. He could kill without meaning to.
He could also kill meaning to. And right now, he's out there prowling the streets with a hothouse full of evidence against him.
He's much too good a cop to sprinkle clues around like that.
He left those clues because he's off his rocker. Now ask Marion. Anybody in a state like that could leave dozens of clues without even giving it a second thought.
All right, I put out an APB on him. There can't be too many places a man like Casey could run.
Well, I hope for your wife's sake that's true. I'll see you.
And besides, I don't think Casey's the answer.
Why? What do you mean?
The footprint outside our window last night was a size 8. Casey's a size 10.
Who's an 8?
Okay, I didn't show up for work. What's it to
You
you?
didn't even call in.
No, well, I haven't even been out of bed yet.
Why? Where were you last night?
I was out.
The commissioner asked where you were last night, Joe.
I was bar hopping. I got a little loaded.
Where?
I started at Kim's Corner, and after that, I don't remember. The reason I didn't show up for work, I'm shaking so much, I can hardly stand.
Were you at my house last night?
Why would I go there?
That's what we're here to find out.
Well, I told you, I don't remember where I was.
Well, think, Joe.
All right. Well, I got a headache yesterday afternoon. I felt lousy after that hullabaloo at the station. And after 4 or 5 drinks, I began to get sore about it. I mean, why me? Why do you pick on me? And then I got steamed. And
then what?
I don't know. I'm not sure about the rest.
Well, tell us anyway.
It's pink elephant time, and I get that way sometimes when I drink. Yeah, I thought I saw your wife walk into the place, and by the time I realized that it wasn't her, well, I made a fool of myself, and they kicked me out of the place.
Then what did you do?
I walked. I mean, that's all I remember, is I walked.
Why did you end up at my house?
I don't know where I ended up, except that I ended up here finally in my own bed. I mean, so what if I did go to your house? Is that a crime? What'd I do? Break a window or set fire to the house? What are you gonna charge me with? Drunk walking?
Book him.
Book me?
What's the charge, sir? Drunk walking.
Commissioner, Joe Marley insists he didn't know this was your front door key.
Mean somebody slipped it in his pocket?
Mm-hmm.
You believe that?
No, sir, I don't. And the cast from the footprint fits his shoe exactly. I think he's our man, sir. I certainly hope so. I know what you and Mrs. McMillan have been going through.
Yes.
Your wife's on the line, sir.
Hiya.
Matt, Casey just called. He asked me not to tell you, but he's going to try and clear himself. He says he's going to look for the man that killed Willie Blaine.
I'm glad you didn't tell me.
The other reason that I called is that I'm beginning to feel like the prisoner of Zenda.
Just as long as you don't begin to look like him.
Thanks a lot. Got any time to help me break over the wall?
This way, please. What a pleasure to see you again so soon, madame. And you too, Commissioner.
Oh,
Excuse
thank
me.
you. Ingo.
Yes, sir.
Would you like a drink?
No.
I'll be back instantly.
I don't think I'll have a drink either.
Sure is great to be out of the house, even with the forces of law watching over us. Not bad looking for a policewoman.
Harriet? Not bad. Great legs. Oh, you were saying?
I was saying that it's a little suspicious that you brought me back here to lunch so you could get another look at Ingo, our waiter, the suspect. Whatever happened to Joe Marley, the suspect that you have in custody?
Same as with Casey, too easy. Plenty of incriminating evidence. All of it could have been planted on him.
But Joe was outside our house, wasn't he, Mac?
Drunk. Bugged because police were swarming all over his gas station that afternoon.
2 suspects, both with incriminating evidence.
But only one maniac.
Well, 1 and 1 just doesn't add up to 1, does it?
No, it doesn't. We're overlooking someone.
Ah, so intent upon one another. They're oblivious to all around them. What a lovely way to go through life. I can recommend 1, 3, and 4.
How's 2?
Superb.
I'll have a BL&T on rye.
And madame?
I'll have number 5, Ingo.
My favorite.
Marley was questioned by a team of detectives, but with his lawyer sitting right beside him, we finally had to let him go.
Who furnished the lawyer?
I don't know. He had his one call, and I suppose he called the man who owned the gas station. You know what I don't understand is he was boiling mad when he hung up, but that lawyer was there an hour later. I still consider Marley a suspect.
I still consider everyone a suspect, which is why I'm starting all over again. Right from the beginning. Why, Henry.
Oh, hello, Commissioner.
I do believe you're a bookie.
Now, you can't prove that, Commissioner. You'll never be able to prove it.
Relax. That's not what we're here to talk to you about.
Henry, do you know this man?
I'm not sure.
His name is Willie Blaine.
Well, I don't know. He may have bought a newspaper from me, but I meet so many people every day, it's hard to say, huh?
Henry, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, sure.
How long have you been acquainted with my wife?
Oh, for a long time. Why, she was just out of high school when she first came by. Sometimes with her father in those days. She's a wonderful woman, Commissioner. Always so pleasant, so friendly. I never have to tell her to have a happy day. She always does. Nobody can deny her that, and never will. And as for you being married to her, that must be the dream of a lifetime.
Oh, it is, yes. Thank you, Henry.
All right. Have a happy day.
What do you think, Commissioner?
What do you think, Mac?
I think it's very strange behavior.
I think it's very flattering. Very strange. I remember the days when it used to be nice to get whistled at. Of course, I always pretended to be very insulted, but still, it was very nice.
Hold it right there!
Sally, call an ambulance.
I've been so worried. How is he?
Holding his own.
Was he able to tell you who shot him?
No. Still unconscious.
Poor Casey. Why did he have to go and try and solve it himself?
I don't know. But apparently he did solve it. And if he can solve it, why can't I?
Well, my father would say, look into his past. Who does he know and see that you don't see?
Or who do I know and see that I don't really see? Who do you suppose?
What is it, Mac? You're onto something.
It's what Henry said. He said there's never a need to wish you a happy day because you always have one anyway, and nobody can deny you that and never will.
You're thinking that the day my purse was snatched, someone did try to deny me a happy day.
But never will again because he's dead now.
Oh, Mac, you cannot go by what Henry says. He's always talked very flowery.
No, there's more. What are those things he wears?
Finger gloves.
Yeah, finger gloves.
Well, everybody that deals in newspaper and magazines use those. I mean, it's very common, Mac.
And convenient. Especially if you decide to steal a car from a used car lot. No fingerprints.
Commissioner, this is a surprise.
Is it, Henry? I should think you'd be expecting me.
I don't know what you're talking about, but you should have called first. I'm so ashamed to have you see the place looking this way. I don't like living like this, you know? That's why I'm a bookie.
Saving up for a house like this? My wife once said in a magazine interview that she always wanted a house on a cliff overlooking the sea. You remembered that interview, didn't you? That's why this is hanging here.
You never got her a house like that.
You're the one that's been following her, aren't you?
Yeah, but listen, I won't follow her anymore now, Commissioner.
And you murdered Willie Blaine, didn't you?
He hurt her. He hurt her.
Why would you want to hurt her?
Because she lied to me. She betrayed me. I told her to go alone to the Soho, but you went with her. I saw you and the others.
So you went to the gas station and telephoned.
I was very mad at her.
You threatened to kill her.
But then I thought it over, and I decided that it wasn't her. It was you. You who overheard her make that date with me, and that you wanted to hurt her by not letting her see me.
So you tried to kill me in the garage.
Yes. I wanted to kill you then. But not now. Not anymore.
Why not?
She said it was wrong.
Who?
The lady. She said I should leave you alone. That it was Sally who rejected me. Sally loved me very much. And that all I had to do was to let her know how much I loved her. So when I saw that man grab her purse and he gave her a shove. I couldn't stand it. I got sore. So I figured I'd show her just how much I love her.
The lady who said it was wrong. She's your psychiatrist, isn't she?
Yes.
Hi, Marion. How are you?
Do you always answer the door yourself?
No, I sent Mildred to the movies. Come on in. I mean, how long can you listen to a lady tell you, don't be nervous, just because someone's trying to kill you?
Well, I'm not so sure she should have left you alone.
Oh, she didn't want to. But I pointed out to her that even if there wasn't any trouble, she'd be a very little help. She's kind of a small lady, you know. Would you like some coffee or tea or something?
I'd love some tea.
Okay, make yourself comfortable.
Her answering service usually has a number where she can be reached, but not this time.
Well, don't you think that's strange? I mean, for a doctor?
And she doesn't answer her doorbell.
You don't think there's anything wrong?
Well, I'd just like to make sure.
Well, normally I don't do this, of course. But since you are the commissioner and such a good friend of hers, she's always mentioning your name.
I think I can manage from here, thank you.
Oh, well, if you need me, I'll be just down the hall.
Marion?
I just heard the verdict. Congratulations, Mac.
Oh, Marion, I could never have done it without your help.
Anytime. You know that. Oh, Mac, wasn't that a great game?
Yes, I was just saying.
We must be good luck for the team. They win every time we're here. Happy New Year, Mac.
Oh, hello, Marion. I didn't know you were going to be here tonight. Happy New Year.
You and Sally? Why, Mac, that's wonderful. She's a lucky girl.
How do you take it?
Lemon and sugar, please.
Isn't that interesting? Same as Mac.
Yes. Yes, that is interesting.
Marion, when did Mac ask you to stop by? Do you know I had no idea how late it is? It's almost 8:30.
I saw him about 7.
7. And he was still at the office, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's my Mac. Maybe I better give him a call.
I took the other phone off the hook. It disconnects all of them. Sally, not yet. Not unless you want me to kill the policeman first.
I'm sorry, Commissioner. That line has been temporarily disconnected.
I think you've worked out the perfect crime, don't you, Marion? Convince one of your patients to kill me, and then you have Mac all to yourself. But that's not going to work, Marion. You know that.
Of course. I realize he won't love me as much as he loves you. At least not in the beginning. But maybe as time passes.
Put the gun down, Marion.
No, it's too late. If only you hadn't gotten here so soon. You would have blamed Henry. I know you would have.
You're not going to solve anything by killing us.
Oh, I'm not, huh? Old pal? Old buddy? The best friend a girl ever had? That is, whenever you needed a little help on a court case? Oh, but when you didn't, it was just goodbye, Marion. You are staring at a case history of an unrequited love, Sally.
Love? You call it love when you have a gun pointing at him? Sounds more like hate to me.
Hate. Jealousy. Frustration. Loneliness. Rejection. That's the stock and trade of a psychiatrist. A garbage can where people dump their misery. Who should know better than I?
Marion, we've always tried.
Tried to what? Be kind to Orphan Annie. The lady with a brilliant future. Living in the vacuum of her own private hell. With no place to go but crazy.
You can still be helped.
Oh, yes, I can. I can, but you and Sally can't. And when that cop comes running in from outside, there won't be any more help for him either.
There's no cop out in front. I sent him around the back. He's coming up behind you right now. It's true. I went to your apartment. I saw your room. I knew Sally was in trouble when I came here.
I've seen you bluff in court, Mac. I'm sorry. You're just not that good.
Don't move, Dr. Voigt.
When Joe thought he saw me walk into the bar, he really did see a woman.
Marion. When he was thrown out, she followed him.
And she managed to slip our house key into his pocket? Boy, she's sure into a lot of trouble to point the finger at everybody else.
Yes. She even had Henry steal the violets from Casey's hothouse and place a little candy hearts there.
How's Casey doing?
Oh, he's going to be great. He said you could have acres of violets anytime your little candy heart desired.
What about Henry?
Oh, Henry will spend the rest of his life saying, "Have a happy day" at all the doctors at Napa. there, too, I expect.
Unrequited love. That's so sad.
How about some requited love?
Requited? Is there such a word?
But it's much easier to demonstrate than it is to explain.
Oh, that's one of my favorite words.